Hi YouTube friends, it's Trish here, and welcome to my little corner of the internet, where today I'm going to be talking still about The Bachelorette, but in a different fashion. More about, I don't really know what to call it. I wanted to do a separate video on my thoughts about Bachelor and Bachelorette and how they're chosen, how they differ from each other, and on how I feel about that's part of it, how I feel about Clayton being the next Bachelor. So let me just go ahead and go into that, because I almost had a slip of the tongue and called him Colton. Which I'm not the only one who's been doing this, because I watch other recaps of the Bachelor franchise, and Jess from Chatty Broads also is always calling Clayton Colton, and I wasn't doing that before while I was watching the season with Michelle, but since really watching previews for his season, it's been slipping out for me too. And you know, people talk about how The Bachelor has this sort of cookie cutter notion, and it's sort of going back to that. It's this sort of big football player with a square jaw and sort of Southern Christian, and for lack of a better way to say this, a plain Jane sort of guy. And so how am I trying to go about this? Clayton and Colton have a lot of similarities, and I'm noticing that a lot of the recent Bachelors have this, but in a different way. Anyway, they're very plain, for lack of a better way. Like, personality wise, there's nothing sort of striking about them, and I'm sure they're fine guys, polite, nice, but they just feel so generic and not like people you really want to tune in to watch. And I started thinking about how it differs so completely from Bachelorettes, because I would say that our recent Bachelorettes have been all in their individual right, either fiery or feisty or fun and flirty or cool, calm, and collected. Like, they were all very different from each other, but had this sort of, they had this presence. They have this, like, I don't really know what to say. And I just took note that with Clayton and Colton and Peter, and, you know, even going back to Ben Higgins, and yeah, it's just these guys that are just sweet Southern guys. And that's about it. I mean, Matt also, and Matt we didn't even get to know from being a contestant on Claire's season. Why does the show do this? You know, because in any of the seasons, Bachelorette or Bachelor, mostly in the beginning episodes, you're tuning in for the drama between the contestants. I get that. And that drama is going to shine on its own. That's very prevalent in watching the Bachelorette seasons. we still get that dose of drama, but we have this kick-ass lead that you also just want to see fall in love and find their person because they are so amazing in their own right. And yeah, so it's intriguing, it's interesting. Watching them handle certain situations is empowering. You know, it's wonderful to watch. And I just wonder why that doesn't translate into The Bachelor. Why do they always just pick these guys that are so nothing? And I feel so bad saying that. These are human beings. They obviously have their own interests and hobbies, things that drive them, their passions, but you don't hear about it. You don't see it. They're just placeholders for the drama to ensue around them with the ladies. And I don't know, in watching the trailer for Clayton's season, there wasn't anything really that stood out that made you want to watch it, even though they tried desperately in the Men Tell All to be like, ooh, that looks like it's gonna be a really exciting season. Don't want to miss that. It's gonna be the most dramatic season ever. I'm getting sick of them using that line. Anyway, it's clearly not. If the one piece of drama in that, I'm sorry. The one piece of drama in that trailer is about him telling both girls that he had been intimate with both. One, the hell, why are you saying that? Two, it's final three, right? So fantasy suites. I mean, I think the odds are pretty high that, yeah, he's probably being intimate with multiple women. I don't think that that's a him thing. I think most leads probably do. But that's our that's our dramatic piece that we need to tune in and watch. I just think with season to season, The Bachelor gets more just not interesting, not something that I really care to watch. And it really banks on having these captivating contestants to draw you in and want to see the dynamic going on between them. Because other than that, you're just sort of, okay, it's this plain Jane white guy wanting to find his future wife. I think I'm just coming to grips with the show in general. I mean, I've always thought this in every season that I've watched. These silly dates and challenges and games that they're playing, how does it really pertain to what you look for in a soulmate? I think they could fashion dates that actually lead a little bit closer into that. I don't know, maybe, but okay, it's the drama aspect. That's what the like 3/4 of the show is, drama. That's what you're watching. It's not until the last episodes that it really sort of tunes into the love aspect. It's like the show's like, oh my goodness, there needs to be an engagement at the end of the season. So I was just thinking about it because when I was watching Men Tell All, I had mentioned in my video where I sort of talked about that Rodney stood out on multiple occasions and felt as if he's going to be the next Bachelor. If not that, it was definitely a great audition piece for him to be the next Bachelor. But I really sat and wondered, will he be a Bachelor at any time? And I mean, skin color aside, because that's obviously a topic of conversation, one that's been talked about a lot, so I will mention it. But that aside, Rodney's got this spirited personality that's very engaging. You know, he's a great guy, just solid partner. You can just tell. And he would be so fun to watch, but I doubt he would ever be actually considered to be the Bachelor, because as history is showing, most of those guys are just so and I don't know why. I don't know why. I think any of these guys in the final, that were in the final four, so Rodney, Joe, Brandon, Nate, would make excellent bachelors. But I don't know if they would ever be made one. Mike Johnson, someone that a lot of people in Bachelor Nation are always talking up to be a bachelor, would be an amazing bachelor, but I don't think he ever will be. And it's sort of like, these guys actually have engaging personalities. You know, people that you would want to back up and see fall in love, and they're not being considered. And why is that? Because I feel like for bachelorettes, you're getting those types of characters. I enjoy watching them. I would assume that a lot of people are enjoying watching them. Anyway, I just wanted to say that, I guess. I'd love to hear what you think. I mean, please, please leave messages, or comments, whatever they're called. Yeah, comments. And let's talk about that, because why? Okay, yeah. I think that's about it. I just wanted to ramble about this because it was something that I was just on the back burner thinking about as I was finishing up watching Men Tell All and really watching Clayton's season preview, and just really comparing to past leads, Bachelor and Bachelorette. And not just in the past 1 or 2 years, I'm talking a few years. I'm talking like 5 years. Anyway, yeah, so that's that. Yeah. Thank you for watching. If you have a thought on it, please write it down below. Love to hear what you think. And yeah, that's about it. Toodles.